Rob Thompson, Game Plan You today. Couldn't be more of a timely, I think, podcast for us, Alex, right?
That's
Just
right.
unbelievable.
Crazy time.
So crazy time. So Alex, you're the CEO founder of Wooter, and I think you're kind of onto your, it seems like you're just pivoting, all over. But give everybody a quick kind of 90-second overview of who you are, what you do, and how did you get to this point?
My company is Wooter. We're a sports tech company. We provide software and products and services to sports organizations all around the world. We're working with some of the top sports organizations, such as the YMCA, the JCC, AAU, Pop Warner. Of course, we do orders for the Department of Defense. We've done orders for for the NYPD, for NFL alumni. So, I mean, the list goes on. And we're working with athletes for Kawhi Leonard, Carmelo Anthony. We've done business with Master P, Floyd Mayweather. You can see that on the screen right there. So, our list is endless. But recently, as you guys know, the sports business, the sports world has been put on hold. There's no gatherings over 10 people. So every single sporting event has been canceled. Every single sports business is feeling the effect. And during this time, we decided we can address the biggest issue in the world right now, especially in the United States, as when it comes to personal protective equipment and medical supplies. We're not able to get our hands on this much needed respirator mask, the N95, the KN95 masks, and the 3-ply plus other face shields, gowns, goggles, gloves. So all this stuff is absolutely necessary for us to get to the first responders, the hospitals. And this has been our mission for the last couple of weeks. And it's absolutely crazy. A lot of ups and downs. When it comes to a pure business standpoint, we already for the last 5 years have been working with China directly for our sportswear and for our customer apparel, for our uniforms. We have supply chain there. We have a distribution network, warehousing, shipping agents, our own workers, our own staff there. So nothing has changed from a business and operations standpoint. The only thing that's changed is now, instead of selling team uniforms and apparel, we're selling medical supplies. And we've got our FDA approval. We have the company Cove Care now. That's our medical supply arm of Wooter. And yeah, I mean, it's pretty crazy. I mean, we're doing wonderful things right now. And let's talk about it.
So it's amazing, as an entrepreneur, you've been able to shift, right? You've been able to just pivot your business really quickly. And in this regards, because you had the infrastructure for it. But originally, how did you start off? Did you started off as a software business, didn't you? Or
right. So we actually first started off by running a basketball league called Dream Leagues. We lowered the rims to 8.5 feet so everyone can dunk and feel like a pro. We had stats, highlights, videos, player profiles, season averages, fantasy points. We had all this for our league. And us as the software developers, me and my team, we created this website behind it. We created an app behind it. Our own whole league management. We created from scratch. So instead of using other stuff out there, we made it ourselves. A lot more time consuming, and I wouldn't recommend we go down route for anyone else. It ended up working out because what we did was we decided to take that software and distribute it worldwide. It's a very, very tough business. A lot of competitors in the space. So we did that for about 2 years with very, very limited success. I mean, when it comes to money, the money part, right? When it comes to the distribution part and the user part, our growth was tremendous. So we decided to keep that free for a very long time. It's still free now, especially during this time. We're giving sports organizations all the software completely for free of charge. It's $1,000 a year value. Other companies are charging thousands of dollars for this kind of software suite, software package. We're giving it away for free. But 2 years in, we decided to transition and start selling apparel as a focus, because that's usually the number one and number two cost for any sports organization. For us, it was the biggest cost. So we quickly, use our network. We had a lot of leagues, teams, and sports organizations that trusted us because they were already using our software. And it was a complete, very, very easy, smooth transition, because same customer, just a new product, and right away it was a big hit. And ever since then, Wooter Apparel has been one of the leading providers for custom apparel and team sports wear.
Who's your core clients and your core consumers for the apparel business?
Listen, we have all types of clients, and it goes from the biggest guys like the YMCA, and they have multiple distributions all around the country, to little leagues, amateur, semi-pro. So everybody can buy uniforms through us. Doesn't matter the age. I mean, obviously, youth sports has been one of our biggest focus. We work with a lot of colleges and schools, but we've had all types of customers, big, small, well-known, no one knows about. So the whole, from A to Z, the whole spectrum.
Yeah, but the thing that's just so impressive to me, and you just told me about this right before we get on the call, is that a lot of people can't pivot, especially those in the sports industry, especially youth sports and what you're doing on your end, if that's the bigger value or the bigger piece of your business. And then you just pivoted quickly. You figured it out. How did you become such a savvy entrepreneur? Where did it start?
Yeah. It's a good story. Well, my parents, they came from Russia, not knowing the language. They came here. I mean, I'm 27. They came here 28 years ago. So they were my age when they got here, a little younger, and I can't imagine what they were dealing with. Like the must have been very, very hard, must have been very tough. And I know my dad's work ethic. Him and my mom, they did a wonderful job in raising me and my sister, living paycheck to paycheck, small apartment. Just saving enough money just to eat out of McDonald's once a week. So they tell me those stories all the time. But luckily, they saved up enough money 10 years in while they're living here. So my dad opened up his own trucking business. And once he opened his own trucking business, I didn't realize until I started working to him, like as a manager at 16 years old, how much ups and downs they has. But every single day when he would come home, he would have a smile on his face. So he would never bring those challenges, those all the BS that happens, running a business that I know about now firsthand. You would never see that. So you come home happy, completely engaging, smile on his face. And that was probably the number one thing I picked up from him, is that no matter the ups and downs in business, you have to separate that from your life and just, have a positive mindset, because everyone sees that. As a leader, you have to make sure you're always optimistic. You guys, obviously, you'd be stupid not to be aware of the risk or stay cautious, but just having that positive mindset. So that's what I really learned from him. That's where my drive comes from. When I was 16, I started working with him, and we kind of helped make United Brakes. If you go to UnitedBrakes.com, that's my dad's business. It's a truck repair shop in Newark, New Jersey, and so probably the best repair business there in Newark. So I hope
it wasn't easy. Yeah,
it was not easy. Definitely not.
I'm sorry, I cut you off on that one. What was that?
Yeah, a lot of my entrepreneurial spirit and that drive comes from him and from learning his business.
Do you see being an entrepreneur as a way of, I mean, obviously there's a difference between learning how to be an entrepreneur and just having it in your DNA, and you can learn to be an entrepreneur. What's your feelings on that? Do you feel like you're either born or you can learn how to do it?
I don't know how to answer that. I just can tell you that it's a lot of instinct, right? Like the way we can transition from during the sports time right into medical supplies, you can't learn that. You just have to understand what the market needs and be able to quickly adjust to the market as it goes. And hopefully you could lead your team and have them follow you, to the path of success. So there's a lot of instinctuals involved here, right? I mean, of course, you can learn some of these business skills going to school, going to a good school like a Harvard or a Yale or other good business schools like Penn State. But having this kind of instinct, or I think that's something that cannot be taught, right? Having that sharp decision-making skills, that's something that cannot be taught. So I guess some part of it are, you could be taught, you could learn that in school. Some of the best CEOs in the world, they have those skills that they can learn in school. But just the pure mindset of grinding, hustling, that's not everybody, and not everyone is born with that. That could be lucky genes, I guess.
Oh, well, that is true. Were you the kind of guy that was hustling in school? Were you selling kids, candy and soda? Do you have one of those kind of entrepreneurial stories?
Yeah, actually, when I was featured in Entrepreneur magazine, that was one of the stories that, that's what I shared. There's this game called RuneScape, similar to World of Warcraft. There's millions of players that play it. not that well known as World of Warcraft, but it's the same type of MMO RPG. And in there, you could have your own currency. So when I was 13 years old, that's when I started selling RuneScape Gold for real life money. And I'll be getting hundreds of dollars through the mail. People send me money in birthday cards. I'm going to Western Union every other day, pick up money for people all around the world. I was 13 years old. So that was my first kind of taste. And in just one summer, I made $6,000. I mean, $6,000 to me right now is, that's wow. It's not a big deal. But at that time, at 13 years old, wow. It was very, 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 very good.
What did you $6,000 at any time is pretty good. What did you learn about yourself through this process? Kind of not just now, what's happening now, because we'll get on the other side of this. But what you learn about yourself from the time you're hustling people for. By the way, people send you cash in the mail too. That's kind of crazy. But what'd you learn about yourself? As an entrepreneur and just as a person.
I don't know what I learned about myself. I mean, I did learn just you could find all the answers online. There's really nothing you can't do. I guess that's something I learned about myself. But I think that's the case with anybody. There's just no excuses, no complaints. Honestly, people don't care about your problems or I've learned that the hard way, right? No, people have their own problems. People have their own issues to deal with. So your issues are not as important to them. And you got to find problems on your own. You could go online, find a solution for almost pretty much anything, or you can figure out the solution to pretty much anything. So even if you have a big problem or a big wall ahead of you, you could tear down that wall just by working hard and overcoming it. Just never give up, right? The same story for Wooter. I mean, we've pivoted multiple times, doing different things. And the whole reason we're still here is because we didn't give up. Times have been very, very tough. We had initial founders leave. We had big partners, important partners, leave. We had money. We had issues making payroll in the very beginning. So I didn't know how to deal with that. But all you have to do is just put your head down, fight through it, stay positive, know that things are going to be better. So the more hard work you put in, it's going to all pay off at the end. So it's really just about not giving up. And it sounds cliche, and you probably hear it from everybody. It's much easier said than done, right? But it really is. That's what it takes. Is just putting your head down and hustling and grinding, and hard work pays off.
No doubt about it. What advice would you give to somebody starting off right now? Besides, because that's solid advice. But what other advice would you give if you had to start over again right now? If you had to start a business right now and start with the tools that we have in social media, digital media, all the software that's available off the shelf, what advice would you give someone out there right now thinking about, who just lost their job maybe or thinking about starting a business from home?
So the most important thing is to have an MVP, which means most viable product. You want to launch something right away. It can be broken. It could be put together with Band-Aids and tape. You just need to launch something out there. Too many people wait around. And this was us in the beginning too. I'm going to completely put that out there. We made that same mistake. And I wish we didn't, because we lost so much time. Put out something. Whether that's, you're a fitness trainer right now and you don't have, a way to go to a gym and train your clients. Put out some online videos. It's not going to be perfect right away. Nothing ever is perfect. There's no such thing as perfection. Just put it out. Put out an online training course. You're a chef. Your restaurant's closed. Start selling meal kits, right? Once again, it's not going to be perfect. You're going to have sloppy deliveries. You're going to have late deliveries. You're going to have customer complaints that this is wrong. Okay. There's many, many examples like that I could give you, but you need to just put out something. You have a website. Just don't spend months on it. You can get a website done in a day. Okay. Work 24 hours. You can get the website done next day. It's very, very easy. Anyone can make a website right now. You don't have to be a coder. You don't have to know knowledge. Go on Squarespace. Go on Shopify. Go on BigCommerce. You can make yourself a website, put up a product, and have it start selling right away. You're gonna get that very, very critical user feedback, and that's what you need. You need to start marketing your product right away, because it really is about marketing and sales, and product really comes second. Obviously, you want to get a high quality product, but marketing and sales is what it's about. And you can't market and sell until you have something to market and sell. So it's the number one goal for you when you're first starting off has to be just get something out there as fast as possible, and just get it out there. First, use your friends and family. Put on Facebook, put on Instagram. We're lucky right now we have these social media channels to be able to reach hundreds of people immediately, right? You don't have to have millions of users to be able to get something out there. Just everyone has, 100 followers or 100 friends on Facebook at this point. Just send it out to them. Get those initial people to visit your product. Get their feedback. Rinse and repeat. So, just most important thing, get it out there. Build your own website. Very, very easy. Everyone can do it. My grandpa can do it. My grandma should be able to do it. All it is drag and drop. These days, they make it super simple. Like, you don't need to have any kind of coding knowledge to start a website or start an app or any of this stuff. So it's really just, it's in your head. Once you just start something, get it out there as fast as possible, and you could start building a business from that. That's really what it comes down to.
Well, that's it. I'm going to hire your grandma and grandpa to start building my websites for me.
That might have been an extreme example, but the point is still made.
It was fantastic. Aleksandrovski. I think I was close. I think I was close to it.
Aleksandrovski.
There you go. And keep an eye on this guy. He is a rock star, 27, 28 years old right now, right? And you're just lighting the world on fire. That was awesome advice for anybody. It was really practical, easy to understand, and you put some action behind that, and I think you could be in the same position someday that Alex is in, and just driving and being disruptive in that space and being able to pivot quickly. So, Alex, thank you for your time today. I appreciate it. It was great stuff.
You got it, Rob. Pleasure always.
All right, this is Rob. That's Alex over there. You're watching Game Plan U. We'll see you later.